If I were a real estate agent and I felt stuck in that 3 to 8 million of production range, and over the next 90 days really wanted to push up into 10 million plus in production, there are 3 very specific things that I would do. And believe it or not, none of them are generate more leads. And I can think back to this guy's name. His name was Tom, and he was in this position, right? And I was like, all right, let's look, number one, at your pipeline. Number two, where's the business coming from? Then we want to actually go deep into lead follow-up and install some safety nets. Okay. So I'm going to go through each of those for you. And then once we did that, it was like business skyrocketed. Step one, real estate is obsessed with technology and AI and all of that, which is great, right? Like tech has always done what I've been in this business for 17 years and all tech has ever done is make us faster at what we're already good at anyway. That's the same way I view AI. It's just, it's made us faster with some net sheets and comping and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm also team analog, right? So the first thing I would do is get that pipeline in front of your face every single day. So I'm talking like handwrite it out. um, you have to know where things are, and there's very much psychological importance to handwriting because it helps you remember and gets you on pace. So in coaching, I have everybody put up a sales pipeline board. On one side, we have sellers, and on the other side, we have buyers. And I'll actually link this in the description if you want to download and get it set up. So we put the analog pipeline board, like literally up on the wall, a sticky note that we can move things around. So on the seller side, it goes from qualifying to staging and prep to listed marketing to under contract or in due diligence. And then we go to close. And then on the buy side, it goes qualify, then up to active looking, then under contract, then we go into closing. Okay. And so we separate everybody on there. We put the client's name, their price point, projected date they'll close, and then where the business came from. And so you have to look at your paychecks every single day. So it is very first thing, first 20 minutes of every single day, looking at their pipeline, asking yourself, what is their next step? Have I communicated it to them? Because if the client is confused or you're confused, excuse me, if you're confused about the next step, the client is definitely confused. So get that analog pipeline in front of your face and ask yourself, what is their next step? Have I communicated it to them? And then just know if you are confused about their next step, they are very confused. So we've got to do the lead and command, calm and de-escalate and communicate those next steps. So if I were stuck at that 3 to 8 million, I would get that pipeline in front of my face every single morning. Okay. Then the second thing I would do is look through all my past clients. So I'm a big handwriter. So handwrite out all your past clients, where they came from, and did somebody refer them to you? Okay. And so I can think of this other agent that I was coaching. Their name's Sam, and we did this, it's called the threads exercise. My sister actually gave it the name. So we look at where the past clients came from and start looking for like the threads and the commonalities. And so when Sam did it, they realized they were focusing like hardcore on open houses, but actually all of their business was coming from referrals and Sphere. And so that was an easy kind of switch into pour more energy and effort into getting business from sphere of influence. And so what the threads exercise does is it just shows you where your actual results are coming from. And then anybody that's referred you, I mean, they're just raising their hand saying, I'm a fan of your business. I put my own reputation on the line by referring you. And so you really want to double down with those people, make them feel special, tell them thank you, ask them if there's anyone else that they know that you can help. So step one, if I really wanted to push in the next 90 days from 3 to 8 million into 10, I would get that pipeline board in front of my face, allow it to tell me the truth of what I needed to do. Could be lead gen, could be lead follow up, could be set more appointments, could be hone my negotiation skills, practice my scripts and role play, whatever it is, right? So the pipeline board will tell you exactly the health of your business and what you need to do. Then your past clients, when you do those threads exercises, it will show you where your effort actually produces results and paychecks. And then it will also show you who supports you, right? And I would double down on the people who support you. Okay. The third thing I would do is check your follow up. So we call it yes right now, yes later, no or ghost. Okay. So you get a new lead or client in, and you need to do 9 follow-up attempts in 2 weeks until you get one of those 4 outcomes, okay? So, the rule is 9 follow-up attempts in 2 weeks, so that's something I want you to write down, like, if you're not doing 9 follow-up attempts in 2 weeks, you're blowing it, right? There are so many sales stats that are just like most salespeople don't even follow up once, like 50, I think it's like 48 or 50% of salespeople don't even bother to follow up once. Most like, then there's like a little chunk that will follow up 1 or 2 times, but basically 80% of the sales happen on attempt like 6 to 12, and so we really need to learn to stack the deck in our favor and just suck it up and do the 9 attempts. And so a lot of agents, all they're hyper focused on is finding business that's like, yes, right now, like they wanna run, they wanna go. I'm gonna tell you what, you're missing about 80% of your book of business if you don't have a way to follow up and long-term nurture people. Because you have to remember, sometimes the no's and the ghosts, they resurrect, especially if you've got the safety nets like I coach installed, they will resurrect about 10% of the time and become clients. And then on the flip side of that, you've got the yes laters, like the people that are gonna work with you later, they will eventually become yes right now people. So I would focus on your lead follow-up and do you have your safety nets in place so you can long-term nurture people. So just to summarize it, if I were a real estate agent and I was stuck in that $3 to $8 million production range and I wanted to blow past it and get to it in the next 90 days to hit that 10 million in production, number one, I would get my sales pipeline board in front of my face. I would allow it to tell me the truth. I would be analog with it. I would look at it every single morning. The second thing is I would look at my past clients and my closings and say, where is my energy best spent based on, where did the business come from? Do more of that. And then I would look at who's actively referring. So, who are my fans, my advocates? And sometimes, guys, it's unfortunate in this business. It may or may not be close friends and family. Sometimes it's loose acquaintances and just past clients that came from the internet are the most supportive. So, just let it be who it is and lean into those people. And then I would fixate on my follow up. Okay. We've all heard the fortune is in the follow up. I would make sure I have, as soon as a new lead comes in, I've put them on the 3 safety nets, and then I would make sure that I'm running 9 follow-up attempts in 2 weeks and just know there's 4 outcomes I'm looking for. Yes, I wanna work with you right now. Yes, I wanna work with you later. No or ghost. And just get very, very clear on what does and does not work for you. The other thing, kind of the bonus thing I would do is create what I call a shiny objects list or a not right now list. And so a lot of you are getting distracted and robbed of your attention, um, by just things that you hear. You're like, "Oh, so and so does Zillow leads. So and so says I should do farming. Oh, this person says I should do TikTok." And the thing is, all of these are great ideas, but what I want you to do is just get a piece of paper and literally, like, just like, here, I'll show you. You just go, "Shiny objects list." Don't overcomplicate it either. Just write it. You have terrible handwriting, right? Shiny shiny objects list. And then anything that you hear, and I call it the not right now because these are good ideas that they have your attention, but they will rob you of your paychecks and distract you. So what you do is I call it, you write it down. So if you hear something that you want to implement in your business, you write it down and then put the date next to it. And I call it, you plant it on the shiny objects list for 90 days. And then on day 91, you look at it again and you're like, okay, does this sound like a great idea? Yes, cool, implement it. If not, take it off the list. That has helped me a ton, right? Because there's so many good ideas and so many great ways to do business. You have to decide and focus on the most critical for you. And so if distractions and novelty get you, shiny objects list will save you. So write it down, plant it for 90 days, and then on day 91. So that's just kind of the bonus. So that is what I would do over 90 days if I was stuck at that 3 to 8 million and wanted to push past. And if you're kind of looking at the theme, it's all focus, concentrated effort. So it's all about 90 days of focus, concentrated effort. The work works. You have to focus on the pieces of it that work for you and the people that are supporting you. Make sure that they know how important that is to you. I will link in the description that pipeline board. That thing, you know, You're gonna love to hate it because it's like, it will tell you the truth like that every single morning and all the gaps in your business, whether you need to work on follow-up, whether your conversion to appointments needs help, whether you need to do more lead gen, it will all be straight in front of your face. It will also show you the roller coaster, right? Because if you've got people jammed up into like under contract and closing and you don't have anything else going on as far as like new leads and qualifying, you're about to hit that realtor roller coaster. And unfortunately, a lot of agents in that 5 to 8 million of production range, they ride the roller coaster like it's their job. And we got to get you. I'm like, get off that ride. It's not fun. We need to make sure that you've got a sustainable and predictable pipeline. So if you're in that range, want to hit 10 million plus, those are the three things I would do right away. Get that pipeline board in front of your face, do the threads exercise, and make sure you've got safety nets and follow-ups dialed, and business will grow for you.